Good evening. You're watching Left, Right and Centre. I'm Sarah Jacob. Coronavirus cases in India have crossed the 2.5 lakh mark, and in the capital, as a surge in infections continue, facing a shortage of hospital beds, the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has announced that Delhi's hospitals, both private and government, will be reserved only for the residents of Delhi. The Indian Medical Association says hospitals and doctors will face a problem in implementing this order as they're legally bound to treat इमरजेंसी पेशेंट्स. लिसन इन.
दिल्ली में इस वक्त कोरोना के केसेस बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ रहे हैं और जून के अंत तक दिल्ली को लगभग 15,000 बेड्स की जरूरत होगी. ये कहां से आएंगे? तो इसीलिए उनका ये सुझाव है कि दिल्ली के सारे अस्पताल केवल दिल्ली के लोगों के लिए कुछ महीनों के लिए होने चाहिए और दिल्ली के अस्पतालों को पूरे देश के लोगों के लिए फिलहाल नहीं खोलना चाहिए. कि हमें एक संतुलन बनाने की जरूरत है. दिल्ली सरकार में 10,000 बेड है, केंद्र सरकार में भी 10,000 बेड है. तो एक तरफ कल से हम बॉर्डर्स खोल देते हैं. बॉर्डर्स को खोलने के बाद दिल्ली सरकार के जो 10,000 दिल्ली सरकार के जो अस्पताल हैं, वो अस्पताल केवल दिल्ली के लोगों के लिए रिजर्व होने चाहिए.
All right, so should Delhi hospitals be reserved for residents of Delhi in a COVID-19 crisis? The Chief Minister, now in a classic Kejriwal move, has sought a public vote on it over the last few days. So now we're asking, is this ethical? Is it feasible, practical? Is it a populist move? How will it affect you? Joining us, Saurabh Bharadwaj, MLA and Chief Spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. We have Dr. Rajesh Malhotra from the Chief of the COVID Faculty Facility, I beg your pardon, at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Dr. Anita Sethi of Fortis Gurgaon, Sanjay Hegde, a senior advocate at the Supreme Court. Dr. Malhotra, to you first, your reaction to this as a doctor at a hospital where people from all over the country, from the world, even from the poorest to the richest, come to. Can a doctor, should a doctor look at the origins of a patient before treating them?
So there are certain, the ethical issues to it. If I get any patient in the hospital who's suffering from the life-threatening condition, there's no question of even asking where the patient is from. But I think and then I am from an institution where we are a national institution and we take care of from. It's a type of triaging. But triaging normally we do in the medical sense, but this is a non-medical reason of triaging. My bigger worry is, that if we have so many COVID patients, there will be issues about known COVID deaths and known COVID admissions and the life-threatening conditions. So for us, it is more important who is sick and needs urgent attention, whether he is COVID or non-COVID, regardless of where he is from.
Correct. Okay, so Saurabh Bharadwaj, how exactly will this work? I mean, isn't this going to create more bureaucracy? Will doctors be punished if they treat someone who's not from Delhi? What about, millions of college students who've come to Delhi to study from all over the country and they've been here through the lockdown? Should their parents be worried?
First of all, when the Chief Minister says that Delhi government hospitals will be dedicated to people who are from Delhi, that doesn't mean who are originally or natives of Delhi. That means anybody who is residing in Delhi. Obviously, it includes all the migrant workers, if they are from UP, Bihar, Haryana, or students, or whosoever is residing in Delhi, they will be treated in Delhi government hospitals. And along with that, what we have a special situation in Delhi that we have around 10,000 beds available under Delhi government hospitals and equal number 10,000 beds available under central government hospitals. So, we have 10,000 beds for people who are not in Delhi. So, it's not a question that, they'll be denied anything. But the problem with Delhi is that Delhi, like few other cities like Chennai, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, can see huge infection because of various reasons like, international travel, international airport, etc. We are able to predict that we will be needing X number of hospital beds and Y number of hospital beds. And it is just a management issue. We have limited resources like any other government. in a limited
Saurabh
resource.
Bhardwaj, is this then an admission from the Aam Aadmi Party that yes, there is a shortage of beds? Over the last few weeks, we've seen social media flush with these traumatic stories of people saying they went with their family members from one hospital to another, they were turned away. The government has all along been denying that there's a shortage of beds, and here you're saying we only have 10,000 beds, so we can only treat residents of Delhi first, you know, it's on a preferential basis.
I think we are trying to mix. One, we have beds, but we have projections that infections are supposed to increase, and we will need far more beds. We don't want these beds to be occupied for people from UP or who are staying in Haryana, and they have the capacity and they have the choice of getting treated in hospitals of Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. You know, if they occupy the beds, where will the people who are in Delhi go? You know,
okay, I have more questions, but let me bring in our other panelists. Sanjay Hegde, is this legal? Is this constitutional? Isn't, you know, does this go against the concept of one capital, one India, one country? Does this have a legal leg to stand on?
Well, I am wondering under what legal authority this order is going to be passed. Is it under the Disaster Management Act? Is it under the Epidemics Act? We'd have to examine that. But let me tell you that there is nothing called a citizen of Delhi. We are all citizens of India. And these kind of residence-based requirements run directly contrary to the constitutional requirement that you cannot discriminate based on place of birth, residence, or only of that. So I do not think that if this order is passed and is challenged, it will stand legal scrutiny. The doctors have another point. They have a requirement to immediately treat patients that turn up. Now, if a patient requires a bed, you are not going to say, oh, did you come from Noida? Did you come from Gurgaon? We can't treat you. Or we'll give you only emergency treatment and then please return back to Noida or Gurgaon. That is not the way things work. That is not the way the Constitution works. The Constitution is state blind when it comes to allocation of public resources.
All right.
No one state can sequester resources of that state only for
Mahesh
people
Verma,
who are ordinarily resident.
Do you buy the argument that Saurabh Bhardwaj is making on behalf of the Aam Aadmi Party? But actually, look, this is for anyone who lives in Delhi. You don't have to be like a resident. How are they going to figure out if you live in Delhi? Is it your Aadhaar card? Is it your voter ID card? Or is it just a college student may not have any signs showing that they live here? Mahesh Verma.
Can I speak in Hindi also?
Of course, sir, please.
देखिए, सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहूँगा कि सौरभ जी जो चीज कह रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल केजरीवाल सरकार की एक फेलियर को छुपाने के लिए वो सारी बातें आज आपके दर्शकों के सामने ये रख रहे हैं। जो चीफ मिनिस्टर आज से 2 महीने पहले ये दावा कर रहे थे कि हमारे पास 20,000 बेड हैं और हम 20,000 भी मरीज हो तो हम उनका इलाज करने में सक्षम हैं। रेफरेंडम, डिसीजन, क्लेम, आर्गुमेंट, विजन, एक्सपेरिमेंट, उसके बाद आज का मीडिया रिपोर्ट ये कह रहा है कि इस मंथ के एंड में जो है कोरोना का जो है 1 लाख पेशेंट दिल्ली में हो जाएगा। और दूसरी बात कि मैं ये पूछता हूं कि आप जो ये हॉस्पिटल्स के ऊपर जो ये ऑर्डर लेकर आए हो, इसका फायदा कितने % लोगों को होगा? क्या ये गरीबों के लिए आप कर रहे हो? आप 5% पॉपुलेशन भी ऐसा नहीं होगा जो कि वहां पे जाके इलाज करा सके। आप ये किसके लिए कर रहे हो? ये कर क्या रहे हो? ये किस तरह के आप बाजीगरी और किस तरह के हथकंडे अपना रहे हो? कोरोना से लोग दिल्ली में मर रहे हैं, लगातार पेशेंटों की संख्या जो है लगातार उसमें बढ़ोतरी हो रही है और आप इस तरह की चीजों को लाकर आप अटेंशन डाइवर्ट कर रहे हो अपने फेलियर का। दूसरी बात कि संतोष हेगड़े,
so let's give Saurabh Bhardwaj a chance to respond. Saurabh Bhardwaj, what are you hoping to achieve? Because you're just, it sounds like it'll make a bad situation worse. I basically want to ask you, everybody's pointed out that this 2-month lockdown was for governments, not just yours, to buttress the infrastructure, health infrastructure in these states. What has the Delhi government been doing for 2 months? That we're waking up now and saying that the cases are going to surge, we won't have enough beds.
Yes, I think people are trying to beat the drum from both the sides. I'll take both of your arguments. if your argument is this, that Kejriwal has failed in Delhi to create a health infrastructure and people are not getting any admissions in Delhi, why is there so much of hue and cry that people of Uttar Pradesh and Haryana will not be able to get admissions? When we don't have an infrastructure, when we don't have anything, why do BJP governments get so much hue and cry from Uttar Pradesh and Haryana that they want admissions in the same hopeless hospitals which Kejriwal is claiming, but they are not existing? Okay. Second thing, if 2 months have been given by the Prime Minister to each state government to prepare their health infrastructure, and Yogi government in Uttar Pradesh is claiming that they have 1 lakh high-class COVID beds. Khattar government is claiming that they have created their own health infrastructure in Haryana. Then why are they so desperate to use the infrastructure of Delhi government? I don't understand this. Secondly, if somebody is in a state of emergency, obviously they are supposed to go to their nearest hospital, which is obviously if somebody is in UP, they should go to a hospital in Noida and Greater Noida. If they are in Haryana, they should go to a hospital in Gurgaon. Why should somebody in state of emergency come down to Delhi, that to a government hospital of Delhi government, and want emergency to be treated there? We just want that all states should allocate their resources, their population, and they should demarcate. For example, if you are staying in XYZ district, you should go to the hospital in Gurgaon. If you are staying in YZ district, you should go to the hospital in Tekal.
Okay, let's get in a doctor Dr. Sethi, Anita Sethi, is a doctor in Gurgaon. So, Dr. Sethi, how do you react? Do you have patients from Delhi, and are you going to have to split your practice, perhaps, travel to Delhi to address certain patients' conditions? What's your reaction to this, your gut reaction?
Well, the first thing is that we cannot, as a doctor, ever differentiate between patients for any kind of reason. So I think that is completely, you can give a suggestion that please try to stay Delhi patients in Delhi. You can give a suggestion, but you really can't pass an order like that. But I want to add one more thing. 80% of the cases in India are mild or asymptomatic. We need to focus more on home isolation and home care. We shouldn't be pushing the patients towards the hospitals. They don't need to go to the hospitals. Leave the hospital beds for those who really need it. So we need to, I think the focus of the government or, all of us should be more on giving home care. There's more panic than anything else. If we can, I've joined a couple of helplines and we just want to reassure the patients that mostly it's going to be a mild disease. You can easily be treated at home. So we don't have to go running to the
last
hospitals.
word, closing argument to Saurabh Bhardwaj. If I could just pick up a tweet, it's almost humorous, but it basically says, and many people are on Twitter asking, where would the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal go to get treated? God forbid he needs to get treated because, he's born in Haryana, lives in Noida, lives in UP. Many people point out he went for treatment in Karnataka and fought the Lok Sabha elections in Varanasi. Where would he go to be treated?
Yes,
Given that, those comments on Twitter, closing argument
yes.
tonight, sir. Explain to the residents of
Yes.
Delhi whether they should be worried right now or not.
Yes, it is easy to pick and choose and publish a tweet on a TV channel. But I want to assure anybody and everybody who are staying in Delhi, whether they belong to Haryana, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh or wherever, if they are staying in Delhi, Delhi government hospitals are there for them. And even if for those who are outsiders, we have 10,000 beds of central government hospitals. So you don't have to worry about it.
No, but if I fall sick, then I've got to first calculate, should I go to this private
I
hospital?
think you stay
Should I
in
go to a
GK1,
government hospital?
so
Should
you
I go
can
to
go to any of the hospitals.
Like you said, I should go to the nearest hospital. But won't it just lead to bureaucracy,
Yes,
paperwork?
Because, yes, no paperwork. You stay in GK1, you can go to any of the hospitals.
All right. Doctor, last word to you, then Dr. Rajesh Malhotra. What would you say as a closing argument closing statement to this argument tonight?
So what I will say is that, we need to have in place policies about who is to be admitted, because as the number increases, we should decongest our hospitals, because putting patients who are not sick is currently also jeopardizing the treatment of non-COVID patients. We have been treating tumor patients, we have been treating trauma patients, so we don't want them to suffer. So important, and if somebody is really sick, and who's on ventilator, we know they have very high mortality, and such
Yes.
a patient cannot even withstand shifting. So I think lot of this talk may be not of practical importance. A more important thing is that we should strengthen our oxygen therapy. We have a center going on in our hospital for last more than 2 months where we have given consultation to more than 7,000 patients. So I think where it is required, we can always guide people anywhere in the country being a central institution. But I think we should avoid the tendency to unnecessarily clog our beds for the patients who don't need to be admitted.
Okay. All right. So that is the voice of the doctors, the ones on the ground, on the front line, who are actually fighting this pandemic for us. And perhaps the Aam Aadmi government will listen to their views too. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And bye-bye.